Night of the Living Dead is a 1968 horror movie and it was directed by George A. Romero. May he rest in peace. And this is quite possibly the most famous horror zombie movie ever made. And for incredibly good reason. It completely reshaped the concept of zombies in cinema. Before this film it was mostly focused on voodoo curses and just these brain-dead people who were not cannibals. And Romero and the writers, they decided to change things up. That would be really disturbing and controversial if they ate people. And so they made Night of the Living Dead, which is pretty much an enclosed thriller, a house invasion, home invasion pretty much, and it is a classic. It is a classic that stands up. It stands up the test of time, and I watched this for the first time yesterday in its complete form. I've only watched bits and pieces in the past, but now it was the time to watch it, especially since Romero passed away a couple of months ago, unfortunately. This film is fantastic. It's great. From just the setting, the atmosphere, it's almost a gothic horror movie. The characters, they're all interesting characters. We have Ben, who is the first African-American male leading man in a movie, and in a horror movie at least, and he was fantastic in this film. He is a strong-ass character, and he wasn't even intended to be an African-American. They just picked up the best actor they could, and it was him, and he did a fantastic job. The other people who are trapped inside the house are also great. The girl who plays Barbara is a little bit annoying in this version, but still, they all do a fantastic job. Everyone just represents a different aspect. We have the leader, we have the coward, we have the whiny girlfriend. We've got all types of characters, all types of tropes that were pretty much started with this film, and there are so many different layers, some intentional, some unintentional, like the social commentary about racism, about police brutality. You can see that. I do think it's kind of there. It is not all that relevant and important to the actual story, to the actual core of the plot, but it is still there. We can't not acknowledge it. And also, I really loved, of all the aspects of this movie, I really loved the themes of media. Because as soon as they get in the house, the first thing they try to do, after trying to call for help, they say we need to find a radio, we need to activate it, and we need to know what is happening. And when they find a television, they turn on the television and start watching the news. Information is power. And if this film was going to be remade nowadays, in 2017, 2020, whatever, it will probably change things up with, we need to find a Wi-Fi connection or someone who has mobile data on their phones to connect to Twitter or Facebook, because that's it. Like, media showcases and tells you informations about what is going on around you, and without that you are completely clueless. These people knew jack shit about what was happening, and thanks to the news, relatively thanks to the news, they know what to do next. But it also ultimately leads to their demises one by one, and it's kind of a heartbreaking film. It has an iconic ending. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't watched it already, even though it's an almost 50 years old movie. But, woo, powerful stuff, powerful stuff. Everything is great. The zombies themselves with the makeup, they look great, and it is a very claustrophobic film, especially during the most intense scenes. They just keep cutting more and more to amplify the tension, and there are all these weird camera angles, handheld visuals that are never shaky but just intense. And it is an intense film even nowadays. You can laugh at it if you want. I found it to be still really effective. The only real issue that I have with the movie that doesn't make it perfect in my eyes, unfortunately, is the pacing, because once they get to those radios and televisions, listening to the news was boring, mostly because it makes sense that they would keep on repeating certain aspects, certain things, because if someone just tuned in, they have to know what's happening. But come on, I mean, like 5 minutes of news footage could have been cut from this film and it would have made for a tighter experience. But still, that does not ruin the movie in any way whatsoever. This is a fantastic film, a classic horror movie, the most famous zombie film. It completely changed how we watched how we experienced and watched the genre itself of zombie movies, and definitely go watch it. It's a must-see, and just sad that I watched it when I was 20 years old and not earlier. It would have been mind-blowing at the time, not gonna lie, but still, Have you watched Night of the Living Dead, and which is your favorite film in the Living Dead trilogy? Tell me in the comments below. As always, watch sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.